Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. It is Tuesday, June 18th.
Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. I got pretty heated yesterday. Times of cloud cover, which can be very helpful at this time of year.
No doubt about that. Now, this morning and in the overnight hours, we have seen a few showers. I saw some puddles on 281 on my way into work this morning.
I didn't see too much, but maybe I was rushing to work, Mike. I don't know.
Well, very, very spotty. So most folks haven't seen anything. I know there was a little bit, damp spots on the roads when I was driving into work this morning. Again, some folks were talking about 281 being a little bit on the wet side in places. Take a look over there at 410 right now as we zoom out by the airport, and it does look like the road may be just a bit damp out there. Here's what it looks like on radar right now. And again, now that big green blob in the middle is just some clutter, but notice those little sprinkly showers that are moving up in toward the hill country. That's pretty much about it. We kind of call these streamer showers, and it's basically all of this moisture that just keeps getting pumped on in here from the Gulf of Mexico. So we'll continue to see one or two of these here or there this morning, even into this afternoon. Not really anything of any consequence. We are at 77 right now, 79 Port SA, as well as at Stinson, and of course the humidity. If you got some of this rain, you got that moisture kind of hanging right there on the ground. It feels a lot more humid, even though these numbers are down ever so slightly compared to this time yesterday. Mold is on the moderate side, and throughout the rest of today, just a couple of these showers. Then tomorrow, that's when we're going to be seeing heavy rain. Flooding is going to be possible. We already have some flood watches that have been issued. They will go into effect tomorrow through Thursday. I'm going to show you that outline coming up a little bit later in long weather. And the majority also, they've kind of switched who gets the most rain. Remember yesterday it was mainly to the east. Now it's pretty much stacked north to south. Further south you go, the heaviest rain. We're still looking at some, like I said, some very decent rain around here. Going to get that all sorted out and see what's in store for the weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Mr. Marquez, did you see any rain this morning?
I did not, but you know what? I live in the Southtown area, so my commute is not too bad, but yeah, hearing about some potential wet roads a little bit out there in 281, so that's something that we will continue to monitor as we make our way through our Tuesday morning. Do want to let you know about some ongoing construction southwest side of town, I-35 southbound and Loop 410 as we take a look at our maps, and we are seeing that traffic right now being diverted off of Fisher Road. So once you get south of 410, a little bit past the Somerset Road, you might run into some of this construction that's taking place in this area. But at last check, TransGuide said that it looked like they may be picking things up here pretty soon. The other trouble spot that we're seeing right now is going to be on the northeast side, kind of our regular construction that we see there, 35 at O'Connor Road up into Topperwine and the Judson area. And again, something that we will continue to monitor as we make our way through. Let's check in with photojournalist Alex Gomez, because last check, they looked like Alex was at the scene of something out there at Zarzamora Street. So Alex, can you give us any details?
Yeah, this crash is over here on the south side. So like you said, it's just south of I-35 on South Zarzamora, right at Felix Trevino Way. If I zoom in right here, you can see two cars involved right here. And when I first arrived, we did have first responders taking out one of the drivers of this gray car right here. They put that driver inside an ambulance, so that could be they could be transported out here to a nearby hospital. But right now, South Zarzamora, the southbound lanes are going to be blocked right now. Northbound lanes trying to hit I-35. You do have one lane open, but I can start seeing a little bit of a slowdown over here on the south side this morning, RJ.
All right. Thank you very much, Alex. We will continue to check back with him. And again, that crash is right there off of 35 on the south side, kind of southwest side, I guess you want to call it, right in between South San and the Harlandale area. Okay, Alex, thank you very much. And we will continue to monitor the situation on the roads. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Happening today, a man accused in a horrific murder is set to go to trial. Andres Tarnava is accused of shooting and killing his ex-girlfriend Marisol Klingelhofer before dismembering her remains and burning them in barrels. Prosecutors say the brutal murder is a case of retaliation. Tarnava faces life in prison if he is found guilty. The trial is set to begin around 9 this morning. KSAT will be there live streaming the trial. You can watch it live as it unfolds on all of KSAT's streaming platforms.
And this morning we are getting a better idea about how the city's police department is moving forward. Now, the department says the officers are getting new active shooter training. It is part of a plan that the Uvalde PD laid out in a new Facebook post. Some steps are already underway, while others are still listed as scheduled or pending. The department says the goal is to ensure staff is well prepared and confident in their roles when it comes to the safety of the community. Now, a mistake in Uvalde County's district maps has led to a shakeup. Laura Perez was a trustee for the district's West Zone. She just resigned to accept the board's appointment to the East Zone trustee position. The switch happened after the county clerk's office found a mistake in its maps, which included Perez's address in the wrong zone. Uvalde's superintendent says the clerk's office thinks the issue goes back to at least 2008. So now the West Zone trustee job is open. Now people can apply on the district's website or in person, UCISD's central office. The district hopes to appoint the new member on July 8th.
Looks like you were grimacing. Oh.
San Antonio ISD looking to fill a number of positions, and they're holding a job fair later this morning. The positions include custodians, food service cooks, HVAC technicians, drivers, and plumbers. The district says there will be in-person interviews and on-site hiring. The job fair will run from 9 a.m. to noon. Don't forget to bring your resume, and good luck.
Well, in your morning headlines, people living in Rodeo, New Mexico are told to being evacuated immediately as a massive wildfire continues to rage in that area. The fire, first spotted early Monday morning, has grown to over 5,000 acres. Residents are now under mandatory evacuation orders. The area was previously under a red flag warning due to a combination of high winds and dry conditions. So far, there's no word on any injuries or damage to those structures.
Meanwhile, firefighters continue to battle a number of wildfires across the state of California. The Post Fire just north of LA has burned through over 15,000 acres. It's also forced more than 1,000 people to evacuate their homes. Fire officials say continued high winds could cause the fire to expand even more quickly. Well, now to a live look at the White House this morning, where it's 6:06 in the morning. What appears to be another major change to U.S. immigration policy this election year could come this morning. President Joe Biden announcing new legal protections today for some undocumented immigrants.
ABC's Lionel Moyes explains what the president's new rules could mean.
This morning, President Biden is set to announce two major immigration programs. One to protect nearly 500,000 spouses of U.S. citizens from deportation, and another to make it easier for some migrants, including so-called dreamers, to get work visas. That's according to a source familiar with the discussions. The first new policy would apply to undocumented immigrants who have been married to U.S. citizens and have been living in the U.S. for more than 10 years, allowing them to apply for legal permanent residence without leaving the country. Some children would also be protected.
Essentially, this new policy that would be aimed at keeping families together. So a U.S. citizen who's married to an undocumented spouse wouldn't have to be apart from their spouse for a long period of time, just to get this legal status that they are already eligible for.
Another new policy, according to two officials, would streamline the process for young undocumented immigrants to apply for work visas.
In order to be eligible for this, you have to have received a higher education degree from an institution here in the United States, and also an employment offer in a field that aligns exactly with that major or degree that you received here.
Biden has been under pressure from immigration advocates after his executive order went into effect last month, strictly limiting asylum requests on the southern border. Why is this announcement so significant today?
I believe that this could be the administration's way of showing, hey, look, we are very clear-eyed about the fact that we need to restrict asylum, but that we also need to provide legal pathways for migrants, especially those migrants who have been here for many, many years.
Critics claim Biden's policy changes being announced today amount to a mass amnesty program. They could face legal challenges. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
That is a wrap for the Dallas Mavericks this season, dropping Game 5 at the NBA Finals to the Boston Celtics last night. Wasn't even close, 106-88. Jason Tatum had 31 points, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds to claim the Celtics' 18th impressive championship. The win breaks the tie with the Lakers for the most in league history. For the Mavs, Luka Doncic finished with 28 points, 12 rebounds for Dallas, which failed to extend the finals after avoiding a sweep with a 38-point win in Game 4. And I think the celebration in Boston and their parade is later this week, I think on Friday.
I'm sure it'll be well attended.
It will. And they're still partying in Boston this morning. 5:09, 77 degrees.
Well, Apple is hopping off the trend of buy now, pay later soon. We'll tell you why.
And coming up, we'll tell you how $200,000 worth of Legos were stolen from a California store and how police track the brick thieves down.
And looking out there with live cam, starting with 77 degrees. Some people got some little drizzle in the area, but we are expecting a lot more this week. We're going to check in with Mike very soon to find out. Welcome back. The time now is 5:13. Well, California authorities have arrested several people who are involved in a suspected Lego theft ring. ABC's Kana Whitworth has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a Lego crime ring. Smash and grab thefts caught on camera.
He just knows exactly where to go and what to grab that's the easiest, the quickest, and the most valuable to us.
The California Highway Patrol Organized Retail Crime Task Force arresting 4 suspects after recovering more than $200,000 in Lego merchandise stolen from various retailers across Southern California.
It was definitely a surprise to find that many Legos. I think it was over 3,000 Lego boxes I think that we found. These are sets that actually are worth at the retail store anywhere from $100 to thousands of dollars.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on how law enforcement across the country are fighting back against this Lego black market. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, the time now is 5:14 and we're at 77 degrees right now.
Glad you're with us on this Tuesday. Coming up, AI continues its takeover of social media. Learn how TikTok wants to offer new AI tools to advertisers.
And let's look out there with Drive Cam. You can see they are working at the scene of that accident. Alex Gomez has that shot right now. They're working to clear it at this point. We'll be checking in with him and with RJ Marcus very soon.
All right, we're coming up to 5:18 on your Tuesday morning. Want to give you a quick update on that situation, the southwest side of town. It looks like we have reopened the southbound lanes of I-35 right there, a little bit past 410. So we saw a little bit of delays out there in the Fisher Road area. So we will continue to monitor situation out there southwest side. But the other thing that we've been following has been an accident on off of Zarzamora, off of 35. So let's go ahead and check in with photojournalist Alex Gomez for the very latest. Alex, how are things looking out there?
Well, it's getting better right now, RJ. I can tell you that we are in the clearing stages. Both vehicles involved are already hitched up in these tow trucks right here. But again, Zarzamora, if you're headed southbound right at Felix Trevino Way, this is going to be closed still. If you're trying to hit 35 coming up northbound on Zarzamora, we still have one lane open on that side. So that's where you're going to see a little bit of a delay. But right now, it's not too bad. They should be wrapping up this scene within the next 15 minutes, RJ.
All right. Thank you very much, Alex, for checking that out for us. And of course, that's also right there by Southwest Military, kind of right in between South San and the Harlandale area. So we will continue to see what the very latest is on that. Want to let you know about the northeast side of town because you know what? Here we go again. We got ongoing construction taking place here. Basically, I-35 South all the way from Live Oak to the Randolph area to past O'Connor Road. We have got a pretty good backup already in place in this area as they continue all that construction. Again, they were hoping to clear things out by 5 a.m. That has not been the case. Maybe we could get things cleared out by the 6 a.m. hour as we get more people on the roadways. All right, speaking of the roads, Mike, I know some people saw some little bit of wet roads on their way into work this morning.
Yeah, we've had these little streamer showers that have moved on through. I'm going to show you that in a second. First of all, yesterday we did have some thunderstorms well off to the east, and a beautiful picture there. We did have a lot more in the way of some clear skies yesterday than hoped for. That actually allowed temperatures to get back up to 99 yesterday. We've got more of the clouds hanging around here this morning. Looks fairly dry over there, right around 410 by the airport. And here is radar right now. This is all clutter, but you can see still got some of these little streamer showers in portions of the hill country. We may see a couple of more just because the flow is coming in here off of the Gulf of Mexico. We're in the upper 70s right now. Got that 20% chance for a light little shower. These are not going to amount to much of anything throughout the day. We are going to top off at 93 today because we're going to keep a lot more in the way of clouds around here. So here's what's going on, and you can see this low down here in the southern Gulf of Mexico, and it's going to continue to work its way in our direction. So here's the computer models throughout the rest of today. It's just going to be a couple of these little spots of rain. You might get an okay shower here and there. This will be the case through tonight. Then as we go into tomorrow, we'll still have a few showers around here, but it's going to be during the course of the late morning and the afternoon when we really start to see some of those heavier showers and thunderstorms move on in here. And that's going to be going into tomorrow night as well. Now, as far as who sees how much rain, and this will also extend into portions of Thursday. This has changed somewhat. Remember, yesterday it was pretty much stacked west to east or northwest to southeast. Now it's stacked pretty much north to south. Lesser rain to the north, more down to the south, but still, I mean, some decent amounts in portions of the hill country. The majority of this is going to be coming tomorrow, but we'll still have a decent amount of rain left over, and that's going to be in the first portion of the day on Thursday. Then in behind that, just kind of the stray little showers that are out there. And as far as the potential for some flooding, flood watches have already been issued. They go into effect tomorrow for basically the southeastern half of our viewing area. This is tomorrow in through Thursday. So we are definitely going to have to watch out for the threat of flooding with this. Now, as far as the forecast, 93 today, and then look at that. Next couple of days, low 80s around here with that heavy rain. Tomorrow and the first part of the day, Thursday, we'll finally go back up to normal readings once we get in toward Sunday and the first part of next week. So one area that could definitely benefit from this, obviously, is Medina Lake right there that you see on the map. Historic lows. The man-made reservoir, of course, has been drying up. Water data for Texas reported last night that Medina Lake was only at 2.4% full. Our Avery Everett traveled out there, spoke with realtors who say the water levels are having a big impact on the real estate market.
It's starting to become a common sight out near Medina Lake, a dock in completely dry land. And there are dozens of others out here just like it. You have to remember, Medina Lake is only just more than 2% full, and it's starting to completely shift property values and the real estate market out here. Realtors I spoke with say that this is a buyer's market because sellers are waiting until the water levels come back to really put some of these properties out for sale. We already have a full story listing out other concerns when it comes to the drought and low water levels out here on Medina Lake on KSAT.com.
Thank you, Avery.
It's amazing to see. I remember it's been, 10 years ago maybe. We were on a Boy Scout camping trip, Cub Scouts with my boys, and you go up to the edge and it was like a cliff right there because it was so low. So
yes, sir. All right, thank you, Mike. 523, 77 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Hey, I'll give you $574 if you switch.
For Gerald?
Well, okay. So what about $574 for switching your home insurance to Allstate?
Well, I try not to think about home insurance too complicated.
Actually, Allstate can handle the switching for you. Just call them.
It's that easy to save?
Yep. And you get Allstate.
Oh, well, that's a step up. Goodbye, Gerald.
Oh, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Try killing bugs the worry-free way. Ha, not the other way. Zevo traps use light to attract and trap flying insects with no odor and no mess. They work continuously, so you don't have to. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
Start your day with Philips Sonicare. Start it with expertise and with the total confidence that you've done everything for your health. Start with complete care with Philips Sonicare, so you will always get it right. Philips.
527, welcome back to GMS. Hey, Apple is discontinuing its Buy Now, Pay Later service. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple pulls the plug on its Buy Now, Pay Later service. As of yesterday, Apple stopped issuing loans through Apple Pay Later. Current users can still manage loans through the Wallet app. Apple is shifting focus to new installment loan features coming later this year. YouTube is testing a new feature. It's called Notes. Viewers can add context to videos, clarifying if content is a parody or misrepresented. Initial contributors are limited, with Notes evaluated for helpfulness to reduce misinformation. Finally, TikTok is introducing AI avatar ads. The new tools will let brands create ads using AI-generated avatars that look like real people. TikTok says the new tool will enhance creativity without replacing human influencers. The ads will be labeled to avoid confusion. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
528, 77 degrees.
Well, U.S. Surgeon General says social media may be dangerous for kids, as dangerous as tobacco. Now, just ahead, why he thinks warning labels will help.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, keeping guns out of kids' hands continues to be a problem across our city. Patty Santos tells us why a new gun safety box could be a part of the solution. Good morning to you. It is Tuesday, the 18th.
Thanks for joining us. We've seen on Mike's graphics that the official start of summer happens this week, but we're glad it won't really feel that way.
Yeah, how ironic. Yeah, we've had, triple-digit temperatures and all the humidity. Summer officially begins. The summer solstice is going to be later on Thursday afternoon. We will get some nice spring rains, though, for the last couple of days or day and a half of spring. And right now, speaking of rain, we did get a little bit overnight, and you may be seeing a couple little sprinkly showers here and there. And I'm talking very few and far between, but there have been some damp spots on the roads here and there. And this is what's showing up on radar. This is just clutter around the radar site, but notice up in portions of the hill country, these call them streamer showers just because it's all the moisture kind of streaming on in here from the Gulf of Mexico. 77 here in town, normal low 73. So we're still above that. Still got some humidity out there this morning. Mold is on the moderate side, and throughout the rest of today, we are going to be up to 90 in the early afternoon, and then by 6 back down to 88 degrees, and we'll top off though right at 93 later on this afternoon. So we are going to be at a normal high temperature, that 20% chance for another stray little shower here and there. The system in the Gulf of Mexico is kind of waiting in the wings right now. It is going to start to bring some heavier rain in here throughout the course of the day tomorrow. We'll show you the outline for the flash flood watch that has been posted, how long this is going to last, what to expect, and what to expect rain amounts and what to expect for the weekend as well. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ, anything big going on, sir?
All right, Mike. Yeah, I got a little bit of reports of some wet roads, especially along 281. From actually some of our coworkers that were making their way to the station this morning, but no major accidents or delays to let you know about in that side of town. Do want to let you know about this ongoing situation northeast side I-35 top rewind. So we are seeing traffic now kind of get through a little bit here in both directions of I-35. Obviously a ton of work taking place there northeast side of town. So that is not a nice spot to be in if you are headed out right now. As we take a look right now at our maps and we see some of the delays here basically stretching past O'Connor Road, Thousand Oaks Drive area, so all the way up to the Live Oak area. And let's actually check in with our photojournalist, Alex Gomez. He is now headed to the northeast side. So Alex, how are things looking out there?
I think they're looking okay right now, RJ. I am on 35 northbound, right past Bamsey. So I can tell you that the roads are a lot drier right now. About an hour ago when I was driving into work, they were really damp. But you know what? Things are looking a little bit better. I'm going to go to the northeast, more so on 35 near 1604, and see how that construction is panning out right now, RJ.
All right, y'all be safe out there. Alex is actually hanging out with one of our interns this morning, Max. So getting a good look across the city of San Antonio. Again, biggest spot that we're seeing right now, northeast side of town. A lot of construction taking place there. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Ending gun violence in San Antonio. It starts with education. This morning, the San Antonio Police Department and the city's elected leaders hope some freebies can do just that.
Well, our Patty Santos spoke with the leader for District 3, who says it's all part of the plan to get our community talking about gun safety. Good morning, Patty.
Hey, good morning, guys. That is right. This is happening later today because June is National Gun Violence Awareness Month. Now, later this morning, the city is set to announce how our community can get their hands on these gun safe boxes. It is the first time that these are given out by our city, and here's why. This is all part of the greater effort to reduce the chances of guns ending up in the wrong hands. Last year, Councilman John Courage held a gun buyback program. This program, set to be announced later today, is for those who have guns and they don't want to give them up, but they need a safe place to keep them. This is just one small effort to continue the conversation in our community and educate the public about the importance of keeping handguns out of the reach of children and others who shouldn't have them. Councilwoman Phyllis Villagrán says, no one wants to take your guns away, but they need to be locked away.
It's really for the people that didn't do the buyback program and turn in their gun because they just thought, well, one day I might need it, or I'm going to go to that shooting range once again. Well, make sure it's in that lockbox when you do.
And the announcement is part of National Gun Violence Awareness Month. It will involve the SAPD, the Mayor District 3, and Cops Metro. Details on how you will be able to get the gun-safe boxes are going to be announced then. Now, one of the problems that the district wants to target is those owners that leave their weapons in their vehicles. It has led to a rash of car break-ins where thieves are looking for those weapons. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to learn more about who specifically can get these free gun boxes, guys.
Thank you, Patty. Well, Juneteenth is tomorrow, and there is going to be some city closures we want to let you know about. Most city municipal offices will be closed. Metro Health clinics and offices, animal care center adoption centers, and all library locations will also be closed. Public safety and emergency services will remain in operation on Wednesday, so you can see a full list of closures in the city right now over on our website, KSAT.com. Now, the National Park Service is waiving entry fees at all national parks tomorrow in honor of Juneteenth. This year is the first time the holiday has prompted a free entry day at the parks. However, even though getting in is free, fees will remain in effect for parking and activities like camping and fishing. There are two main national parks in Texas, Big Bend and Guadalupe Mountains.
Over in Houston, an investigation is underway this morning after a missing girl's body was found in a creek Monday morning. Houston investigators confirmed the female victim is believed to be only 12 years old. The police department says the girl likely snuck out of her house Sunday night. Authorities are calling the circumstances suspicious and are looking at surveillance video to follow up on any leads. The medical examiner's office for Harris County is completing an official identification of that victim.
Well, as prices continue to go up for everything, some Americans are still willing to break the bank for a Disney vacation. Now, according to a new survey from LendingTree, nearly half of parents in the U.S. go into debt during a trip to see Mickey, Minnie, and the other legendary characters. Officials there say the average family breaks the budget by nearly $2,000 and in some cases need a few months to fully pay the tab. Many blamed pricey foods and souvenirs for busting that budget.
Well, you know those health warnings that you see on cigarette packs? The U.S. Surgeon General just announced yesterday he wants to add them to social media apps.
Mandating such warnings takes action from Congress. However, as CNN's Amy Kiley reports, the Surgeon General says parents need to act now.
We have to warn parents about what we are seeing in the data.
The U.S. Surgeon General is calling on Congress to put warning labels on social media apps. Vivek Murthy says he's worried about children and teens in particular. He says they face health risks from social media as profound as those from tobacco and alcohol.
This warning label is part of a broader strategy to help address the harms that we are seeing associated with social media for our kids.
Parents don't always know what's happening with their kids.
Multiple experts and studies link social media to depression, bullying, harassment, and even suicide in some young people.
The fact that everybody has their own little communication device that they're carrying around from a young age, it's really been a game changer because anybody can reach our kids at any time.
The Surgeon General suggests parents keep kids off social media until at least high school. Reassess then based on maturity, create technology-free zones and times of day, and work with other parents on shared rules. That way, healthy choices about screen time don't make some kids feel left out.
It is our moral responsibility as a society to take care of our kids. And when it comes to social media, we are not doing well.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
San Antonio Spurs phenom Victor Wembanyama posted 2 pics on Instagram working out at the Spurs practice facility. He looks to have added some muscle as he gets ready for the Summer Olympic Games and his second NBA season. And this next pic with former NBA guard Jamal Crawford is pretty cool. Jamal played 20 seasons in the league. He's a 3-time NBA 6th Man of the Year and is widely regarded as one of the best ball handlers in NBA history.
It's good to see Wemby in action.
Yeah, headed over to France in a matter of weeks.
Time now, 5:40 and 77 degrees for now.
Baby wipes are used for all kinds of things these days, but do you know what's in them? Up next, Marilyn Moritz breaks down the ingredients and what you should and shouldn't do with your baby wipes.
Uh-oh. Let's look out there with live cam. Not too bad right now, 77 degrees, no rain in this shot, but we did have some rain overnight here and there. Expecting a lot more. We'll be right back.
5:44, if changing diapers is a part of your routine, you probably go through a lot of baby wipes. They're convenient, but how much do you know what's in them?
Well, 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz looks at the ingredients touching a baby's sensitive skin and why you should not leave baby wipes in the car.
If you have small children, you probably have baby wipes everywhere.
My diaper bag, my kitchen, in both kids' rooms, by the change stations, and in the car.
Whether you use wipes for diaper changes, removing makeup, or cleaning sticky fingers, you want them to be safe. So Consumer Reports teamed up with Made Safe to investigate the list of ingredients. Of 15 brands they looked at, 7 had what they called concerning or unclear ingredients.
These wipes contain potentially harmful chemicals, including some that may be linked to cancer risks. Many are made from plastics that don't break down in the environment.
And some have a low pH balance, which might irritate skin. CR contacted the companies. Coterie and Costco said they use very small amounts of certain chemicals as preservatives or skin conditioning agents. Pampers said their ingredients undergo rigorous safety testing. CR says some better biodegradable wipes that aren't too expensive include Healthy Baby, The Honest Company, Kaboo, and Water Wipes. When shopping, they suggest avoiding potentially harmful chemicals. Go for biodegradables and fragrance-free. As for storing wipes,
Heating them in a wipe warmer may seem like a good idea, but it can be a breeding ground for bacteria.
the FDA says temperature extremes, like hot cars, can break down preservatives and allow bacteria and mold to grow faster.
And don't flush them, even if it says flushable. Consumer Report says don't do it. It's the best way to avoid a plumbing clog. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
546, 77 degrees.
Look out there with Drive Cam and see where our Alex Gomez is. He's on the road. Looks like construction in this area and definitely backing up. We're going to be checking in with him and also RJ in a little bit.
All right, 5:49 right now on your Tuesday morning. Welcome back to Good Morning San Antonio as we take a look at I-10 at Woodlawn, the upper levels here of I-10. We still have that bridge joint work that's taking place in this area, so going to be seeing a lot of construction crews there over the next couple of weeks as they continue to work on that situation on that side of town if you're coming out from the downtown area. Biggest trouble spot that we're seeing right now in terms of our current traffic flow is going to be on the northeast side as we take a look at some of our inbound traffic times, and close to an hour now if you're coming in from the New Braunfels area to downtown San Antonio. So you see New Braunfels definitely sticking out like a bit of a sore thumb there. Everything else south side of town, 29 minutes up there from Floresville, 23 minutes if you're coming in from Pleasanton. And speaking of the northeast side, let's check out Alex Gomez right now. He's on the roads for us. And Alex, I was seeing your shot earlier. It looked like you were caught in a little bit of that construction mess out there.
Yeah, coming southbound on the northeast side is really going to be slow. It only has one lane open for a good stretch of 35. Last hour, even the northbound lanes were affected, but I was just there on the I-35 northbound near O'Connor and 1604. That construction has ended for the northbound lane, so it's good drive times if you're headed outbound. But again, like you said, inbound is where all of that slowdown is. And like you were saying before, shout out to our intern Max. He's helping me out navigate these roadways this morning. So we'll let you know where all those slowdowns are at, RJ.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alex, for checking that out. So Alex doing double duty for us, not only being mentor today, but also checking things out on the road for us. Thank you very much, Alex. Appreciate it.
Needs to show him where all the good, breakfast taco places are too.
I'm sure that's part of it. Yeah.
It's part of the training.
Yeah.
Yes. Max will learn a lot.
Story about baby wipes made us reminisce about our diaper changing
Our
days.
diaper
here.
changing
It's like,
days.
Yeah.
all those days are gone. Yes.
Yeah, just wait, RJ.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Wemby bulking up over there. That's nice.
Yeah, that's something different to think about. Yes.
Isn't it amazing how the different minds, diaper changing, Wemby bulking up. Anyway, a beautiful view of the sunset yesterday before the tropical rains begin. We're still going to be another day plus until we get a lot of those tropical downpours around here. But thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, well, I can't tell if it's a little damp there on 410. We've had a few of these light little sprinkly showers move on through. There's a few of them in parts of the hill country. This is all just some clutter right here, but yeah, really not much of anything, but just enough to make the roads damp. So that's going to be the situation throughout the day. One or two of them off and on here and there throughout the course of the day. So we're going to make it up through the upper 70s and keep a fair amount of clouds around today, 86 at noon. And again, I've got that 20% chance for a light little sprinkly shower around the area, not really amounting to too much of anything. And this is what computer models are indicating. It's just because all the moisture coming in here from the Gulf of Mexico and not really associated with that low down there as of yet. But as we go into tomorrow and especially late morning going into the afternoon hours, that's when we're going to start to see the more widespread heavier downpours around the area, and that will continue on in through tomorrow evening and then also in through the first portion of the day on Thursday. And then finally, that's all going to be working its way on out of here. Now, this has been changed a little bit. It's basically stacked north to south as far as who sees what. Now, I know this says over the next 5 days, but it's basically tomorrow and Thursday when we see most of it. And you can see the heavier rain is going to be down there to the south. The majority of this rain is going to be tomorrow. We'll still have some of it around on Thursday. And as a matter of fact, this just updated itself. It had been about 2 inches of rain for San Antonio tomorrow. And again, these are our computer models, and then about an inch on Thursday, but it has been altered ever so slightly. So again, the heaviest rain around the area is going to be tomorrow. The flood watch goes into effect tomorrow through Thursday for the southeastern part of the area. Obviously, not as much rain. You might see some couple of heavier downpours out there in portions of the hill country, but the heaviest rain is going to be from San Antonio down to the south and to the southeast. So as far as the forecast, we are going to make it up to 93 today, only 82 tomorrow. So we'll be a good 10 plus degrees below normal tomorrow, low to mid 80s on Thursday as well. The heaviest rain is going to be tomorrow. We'll have a couple of showers in the morning, but it'll be pretty much noontime, then going into the afternoon, overnight hours early on Thursday. Still a few leftovers on Friday, maybe a stray shower Saturday. Kind of doubt it, just one or two of them out there. And then back to the low to mid 90s once we get into Sunday as well as on Monday. More after this. Stick around.
Ahead in the next hour, GMSA keeping guns out of the kids' hands continues to be a problem across our city. Patty Santo tells us why a new gun safety box could be a part of the solution. Plus, Medina Lake continues to dry up. Why realtors tell Avery Everett it's having a huge impact on those who still live there. And up next, it's been 1 year since the Titan sub disaster near the Titanic. What the Coast Guard is saying now about that tragedy. And as we go to break, a look at Drive Cam right now. The roads look really good where Alex Gomez is driving, but we'll check in with him coming up a little bit later on. Be right back.
Rise and shine. It is 6 a.m. and looking really beautiful out there with Live Cam. We are anticipating more rain this weekend. It might be just what we needed for the start of summer.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Let's get this hour going. Good morning, everybody. It is 6 o'clock on your Tuesday, June 18th.
Happy Tuesday. We are excited about the rain this week. Just hoping that it's not, I was going to say harmful rain or dangerous rain, but you know, our area does need this.
Mike Osterhage is here with the latest on a few overnight sprinkles and then the projections on how much rain we might get around here.
Well, the problem is, and you were saying hopefully not too much, but flooding is going to be a threat, especially the further south you go. That's where the majority of the rain is going to be. So that's what we're going to have to watch out for, but not until tomorrow. Today it's going to be like, what we've had so far this morning. A lot of folks haven't seen anything out there. Couple of damp spots on the streets this morning when I was coming into work. A lot of folks said right on 281 there had been some pretty good showers there. And over by 410 by the airport, it looks like the road, looks like there's a little bit of sheen there on the road. So just watch out for those little damp spots here and there, and even a couple of holes in the clouds. We're going to keep a fair amount of clouds around throughout the day. So this is some of the clutter, and you can see some of these little streamer showers, as we call them, just all the moisture that's getting pumped on in here from the Gulf Gulf of Mexico, and that's about it. It's not amounting to too much of anything, just kind of a gee whiz. You use your wipers real quickly, and that's about the extent of it. Mid-70s on average around the area. The hot spots are Stinson as well as Pleasanton, both at 79 degrees, 72 right now at Bernie, and mold is on the moderate side. Updated count, of course, will come out a little bit later on this morning. As far as the rest of today, we stay in the upper 70s, going to stay pretty steady this morning. There's plenty of humidity out there, of course, and then we'll make it up into the mid 80s at noon. Again, a lot more clouds. Got just enough sunshine yesterday to get us, instead of 95, got up to 99 out there at the airport. We'll stay at 93 later on today. And again, that 20% chance for a little bit of a couple of light little sprinkly showers here and there. All right, when does the tropical rain start to move on in here? How long is it going to last? Who sees how much? All those questions. What's in store? How low are temperatures going to be? Yeah, it's going to be definitely below normal the next couple of days. Details on all that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Getting ready to hit the roads right now. Other than those damp spots, anything going on out there, RJ?
All right, Mike. Yeah, just the ongoing construction northeast side of town. And yeah, I personally cannot wait for that. Those temperatures to drop right there as we take a look at I-35 at Olympia Parkway, seeing a pretty good backup now for all of our drivers southbound. If you're coming in from the Selma area, the Schertz area, Cibolo area, into anywhere near 35-1604 at the Forum, you are about to run into some pretty heavy delays and backups on the roads right now. Let's go ahead and check in with our photojournalist, Alex Gomez, see how things are looking out there. Alex, I know you were on the northeast side right now, and looks like you're making your way to maybe the west side of town.
Yeah, that's correct, RJ. Right now I'm on the far northwest side. I just left 1604 and I'm going to come down I-10 to head to the west side. Hearing reports of a reported crash near 410 and Culebra. But you know what? Road conditions right now are improving. About 2 hours ago, when I was driving into work, the roads were soaked, especially over there on the east side. Lots of water on the roads, and even I heard from co-workers 281 was pretty bad with puddles. So I am seeing improvement, though. A lot of these roads are drying out pretty quickly, but you know what? The forecast from what Mike is saying, we're not in the clear yet. So just be careful as you head out, and just a heads up that you might need your windshield wipers.
Right.
RJ?
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Alex. Yeah. So this is the spot that Alex is headed to right now. So 410, being reports of 410 southbound right there, Culebra Road. So if you're coming past Bandera, Ingram Road area, just keep that in mind if you're headed out in this area. The other spot that we're seeing right now that's causing some delays right now is going to be on the southwest side, and that will be right here at 410 and Palo Alto Road. Seeing some backup here. There was reports of a stalled vehicle in this area. Of course, we will continue to keep our eyes on the roads for y'all as we make our way through our Tuesday morning. Mark, 70, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Happening today, a man accused in a horrific murder case is set to go to trial later this morning. Andres Tarnava is accused of shooting and killing his ex-girlfriend Marisol Klingelhofer before dismembering her remains and burning them in barrels. Prosecutors say the brutal murder is a case of retaliation. Tarnava faces life in prison if found guilty. The trial is set to begin around 9 this morning. KSAT will be there, and you can watch the live stream as it unfolds on all of KSAT's streaming platforms.
A mistake in Uvalde County's district maps has led to a shakeup. Laura Perez used to be the trustee for the district's West Zone. She just resigned to accept the board's appointment to the East Zone trustee position. Meanwhile, Annabelle White used to have that job. However, she resigned from the board last month. The switch happened after the county clerk's office found a mistake in its maps, which included Perez's address in the wrong zone. Uvalde's superintendent says the clerk's office thinks the issue goes back to at least 2008. So now that the West Zone trustee job is open, the district hopes to appoint the new member on July 8th. People can apply on the district's website or in person at UCISD's central office.
Staying in Uvalde, we're getting a better idea on how the city's police department is moving forward after the Robb Elementary massacre. Officers are getting new active shooter training. In a Facebook post yesterday, Uvalde PD said the goal is to ensure staff is well prepared and are confident in their roles. In other news this morning, looking ahead, President Biden is planning to announce a sweeping new policy today on U.S. immigration.
As ABC's Lionel Moise tells us, it would protect hundreds of thousands of people who are married to U.S. citizens.
This morning, President Biden is set to announce two major immigration programs. One to protect nearly 500,000 spouses of U.S. citizens from deportation, and another to make it easier for some migrants, including so-called dreamers, to get work visas. That's according to a source familiar with the discussions. The first new policy would apply to undocumented immigrants who have been married to U.S. citizens and have been living in the U.S. for more than 10 years, allowing them to apply for legal permanent residence without leaving the country. Some children would also be protected.
Essentially, this new policy that would be aimed at keeping families together. So a U.S. citizen who's married to an undocumented spouse wouldn't have to be apart from their spouse for a long period of time, just to get this legal status that they are already eligible for.
Another new policy, according to two officials, would streamline the process for young undocumented immigrants to apply for work visas.
In order to be eligible for this, you have to have received a higher education degree from an institution here in the United States, and also an employment offer in a field that aligns exactly with that major or degree that you received here.
Biden has been under pressure from immigration advocates after his executive order went into effect last month, strictly limiting asylum requests on the southern border.
Why is this announcement so significant today?
I believe that this could be the administration's way of showing, hey, look, we are very clear-eyed about the fact that we need to restrict asylum, but that we also need to provide legal pathways for migrants, especially those migrants who have been here for many, many years.
Critics claim Biden's policy changes being announced today amount to a mass amnesty program. They could face legal challenges. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
In other morning headlines, today marks 1 year since the deadly Titan sub disaster. The Titan suffered a catastrophic implosion on its way to the wreckage of the Titanic in June of 2023. The submersible's failure to resurface 1 year ago today sparked a massive international search that captured the world's attention for days. All 5 passengers on board the Titan were killed instantly about an hour and 45 minutes into its dive towards the wreckage of Titanic. U.S. Coast Guard says its investigation is still ongoing.
And the Boston Celtics are your new NBA champions. They defeated the Dallas Mavericks in Game 5 last night, 106-88. So the home crowd saw Boston claim its NBA leading 18th championship. Star shooting guard Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP, and the next thing basketball fans have to look forward to is the NBA draft on Wednesday, June 26th.
609, 77 degrees.
Well, after the break, summer camps across San Antonio are off and running. How you can get your kids signed up to keep them active.
And outside with live cam, we've had a few showers overnight, but overall this morning is warm yet again, 77 degrees with some clouds. And if you don't want it to get wet outside, folks, start bringing it in today. Mike's full forecast is coming up.